మొదటిది మనిషి ఆలోచనలు. అయితే మన ఆలోచనలకు అంతని స్థాయిలో అనునిత్యం కొత్త పుంతలు తొక్కుతున్న టెక్నాలజీని కాలానుగుణంగా అనుసరించే వారి భవిష్యత్తు మాత్రం ఉజ్వలం అని అనడంలో సందేహం లేదు. నేటి మరియు రేపటి టెక్నాలజీ అంతా ఆర్టిఫిషియల్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ అండ్ మెషిన్ లెర్నింగ్ మరియు డేటా సైన్స్ మీదే ఆధారపడి నడుస్తుంది అని ఎంతమందికి తెలుసు? చేబ్రోల్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ కాలేజీలో 2020-21 విద్యా సంవత్సరం నుండి లేటెస్ట్ టెక్నాలజీకి అనుగుణంగా బీటెక్ లో కొత్త కోర్సుని చదువుకునే ఓ అద్భుత అవకాశం. నాక్ అక్రిడేషన్ మరియు 5 పేటెంట్స్ కలిగిన చేబ్రోల్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ కాలేజీలో కంప్యూటర్ సైన్స్ విభాగంలో ఆర్టిఫిషియల్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ అండ్ మెషిన్ లెర్నింగ్ లో 120 సీట్లు మరియు డేటా సైన్స్ లో 60 సీట్లు కలవు. కౌన్సిలింగ్ కోడ్ CHBR. నాణ్యమైన ఇంజనీరింగ్ విద్యతో పాటు 100% ఉద్యోగ అవకాశాలు కల్పిస్తున్న ఏకైక విద్యా సంస్థ చేబ్రోల్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ కాలేజ్, చేబ్రోలు, గుంటూరు, ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్.
So in low Earth orbit considerations, in orbital mechanism, రావనుకుంటా. So up to now we completed basic fundamentals of satellite communication. For example, orbital mechanism, introduction, satellite subsystem, satellite link design, multiple access techniques. So now we entered unit number 5. So low Earth orbit, geostationary satellites, and Earth station technology. So before introducing this low Earth orbit and non-geostationary systems, so let us talk few minutes on geostationary orbit. So why? Because for several years back, geostationary orbits, they have very good preferred option for satellite communications, and it is likely to continue to the orbit, so that provides most of the revenue generation for satellite systems, these geostationary orbits. So the reason is more bits can be sent per dollar of capital investment when a satellite is in geostationary orbit comparative to other orbit. So this technique was realized quite early in the development of satellite communication, especially Intelsat, who is the first provider for commercial satellite system. Similarly, DTH services also. So there are some specialized application that can non-geostationary satellites and for surveillance of Earth surface for both military and data processing applications. So satellites providing global navigation such as global positioning system. So they have must realize or utilize these orbits so that place the satellites in widely spaced positions in the sky. So some of the satellites they can be seen in GEO, but most popular satellites they have used the GPS by using 24 satellite orbital system. So these orbital system they must have to provide approximately 2000 20,000 kilometers coverage area. So mobile station satellites. So mobile satellite systems demand on Earth station. So with low gain antenna that has some near omnidirectional pattern. So GEO satellite they used for communication with satellite telephone that is handheld like a cellular telephone. So it requires a very large antenna with 100 of beams to achieve very high gain. So high gain sat so with all these reasons, so some buildings launching and maintaining communication satellites for low Earth orbit, which is having very expensive. So when low Earth orbit satellite first proposed for mobile satellite services, so satellites very small, simple, low cost. So by using GEO satellites. So early, the estimation for these type of satellites will take 1 billion and 2 billion. As the development of a LEO system progress, so satellite become more complex. So their cost automatically increased and become very comparable cost for GEO satellites. So the satellite used by the global system, for example, actual modified version of large GEO satellite. So since any LEO or MEO system require many more satellite than GEO system. So with this knowledge, here we representing orbital considerations. So the main agenda, so what is the main view for these orbital? So now we entering orbital considerations. So the main agenda or the main intention, these orbit considerations are nothing but motion. So what is the satellite motion, or how, so what is the pre task related to this satellite motion? So that can already explained in orbital mechanisms and launchers. So to stick the satellite in particular orbit, so we have to say, we have to know the centrifugal and centripetal forces. So why? Because these two forces are being balanced condition. So then only we can say particular satellite is occupying the orbit. So these two forces are very important, while the motion that is occupied by the satellite with these two forces are be uh, countable. So to achieve this one, we have to count, we have to know the day-wise time limit also. So that is simply called here sidereal day. So during this day, so the earth also moves around the sun and the solar system. So with the sun is at the center and it is obtaining around the center of the home galaxy and the Milky Way. So what is the statement meaning is nothing but when the earth moves around the sun, so that will has some solar system, so on the orbital mechanism. So due to this way, there is a motion automatically adopted by the satellite. So it will bring complex relationship between various motions which are be occupied and which are associated with this satellite system. So why? Because in the satellite orbital mechanism, so we have natural bodies as well as artificial bodies. The natural bodies are whatever the forces which exerted via these satellite system, whereas artificial bodies are representing, so the forces or the minor adaptations required by the satellite principle. So by the better understanding on this orbit considerations, we have some here. E- so equatorial orbits. So here, another important consideration here, to launch the satellite in prior orbit, or to launch the satellite in the particular orbit with respect to time, we have to know from the ground earth station. So the site engineers and the project engineers, scientists, they have good knowledge on this location, and as well as the satellite look angle. So another important point here, satellite designed to observe background thermal radiation level for deep space in the infrared band. They will need to know position of the Earth of neighboring planets. So this is another important and observation taken by the satellite. So by these knowledge, we have to hear simplest orbit. So that will called equatorial orbit. So let us look what is the equatorial orbit. So this is the slide indicating equatorial orbits. So in the equatorial orbits, these orbits are exactly in the plane of geographical equator. So that is simply orbital path lies directly above the equator at all the times. So this is very important beneath point. So orbital path lies exactly and which is directly above the equator for all the times. With this option, with this priority, so approximately 0.45 kilometer per second eastward direction velocity of the Earth. So most of the satellites are launched towards this orbit. So that point here called prograde orbit. So like in our orbital mechanism, apogee and perigee. So in this equatorial orbit, we have suborbits. Two orbits are plays very important vital role. Number one, prograde orbit, and number two, retrograde orbit. I think, but the orbit which is inclined in east direction, simply prograde. With the orbit inclined west direction, simply called retrograde orbit. And when these orbit, when the satellite is positioned, so when the satellite inclined towards east direction, so they have again two periods. Number one, real orbital period, and number two, apparent orbital period. So very important for short answer. When the satellite is available in equatorial orbit, so further it has two orbit positions. Number one, real orbital period. So the meaning for real orbital period is whatever be the inertial space or the inertial moment required by the satellite, that should be here called inertial space or inertial period. Number two, apparent or orbital period. This period is the referral time taken by the satellite when from the ground. So the observer looking towards the particular satellite. So that's why apparent orbital period is referred as stationary observer on the surface of the Earth. So from the surface of the Earth, on the surface of the Earth, with respect to stationary observer, this period is to be calculated. So here two short answer question: define inertial space period and apparent orbital period. So with this discussion, here we have some one equation, apparent orbital period. So what is the apparent orbital period for a given equator with respect to hours? So that equal to here P equals to 24t divided by 24 minus t. So output hours. So that is the apparent orbital period. This apparent orbital period, while calculating all these values, we have here 24.23.9344 hours for one sidereal day, approximately 24 hours. So with this results, the time for the given satellite which is visible to the observer by neglecting all refractions and assuming the satellite can be tracked down to 0 degree to down to the horizon. So this type of information here called coverage and frequency considerations. So by this knowledge, by this slide, so the equatorial orbital period, apparent orbital period, approximately given by 23.9344 hours per one sidereal day. So in this slide, we have orbital periods and observing time. So for example, column 1 orbital height, column 2 orbital period, column 3 observing time. So for example, row 1 for 500 kilometer orbital height. So they estimated orbital period. So 1.408 is the true period. So that is called a real orbital period, or simply say a real orbital period. But the apparent value see here quite increases 1.496 row 1. What is the observation time? So 0.183 hours. So likewise, quite increasing in the orbital height, 1000 kilometers. So that is the orbital height is 1000. True value 1.577 and apparent value here 1.688. So that is the apparent value, and the observing time 1.283. So likewise, there are various orbital height and concerned orbital period and observation time. So this table drawn from the uh, Pratt information. So there are important points here I noticed from this table. So the plane of the satellite orbit must be in plane of equator for the satellite that should be called equatorial orbit. So when we identified or when we decided the particular orbit is belong to equatorial plane of satellite orbit and the plane of the equator. If these two planes are be aligned, simply we concluded equatorial orbit. So this type of method automatically achieved by launching the satellite in one of the two ways. So here we representing two methods of launching to achieve this equatorial orbit position. So number one, to locate the launch site on the equator, that is the first method. To locate the launch site on the equator, from where we have to launch this, on which position, on which point we have to launch the satellite in the equatorial orbit or simply equator, that we have to estimate from the ground earth station scientist. And number two, to launch the spacecraft toward the east along the equatorial plane. So this is the second observation and consideration we have to make satellite, and also to launch the satellite into an inclined orbit and to execute the either during the launch trajectory or when the satellite is in inclined orbit that changes the plane of initial orbit. So these two point are to be mentioned. Number one is the equatorial plane, and number two is we have to guide a satellite into an inclined orbit and to execute a maneuver either during the launch trajectory or when the satellite is in inclined orbit, what changes the plane of the inclination bit. So by considering these two, we have easily adopting all the required information. In olden days, they have NASA with respect to US country. So 28-degree north direction and 46-degree north directions are being inclined orbital angles. They automatically observed in during that space launch vehicles. So in the next session, so I will cover inclined orbits and rest of the things available on the literature. So in orbital consideration, we have to make knowledge. We have make knowledge on equatorial orbits, inclined orbits, elliptical orbits, and this M orbits and radiation effects. So these are the points we have to cover for rest of the things.